twisting, turning. That's a penalty, is it? No, he's still going. Oh, how about that? How about that?
Two friends, two minds, and one love for Arsenal Football Club. You are now listening to the Caught in Two Minds podcast.
Meanwhile, Shelly weaves his way through. What a start this has been.
Welcome, everybody, to the podcast, Caught in Two Minds, two friends, two minds, and one love, Arsenal Football Club. I'm your host, E. Marshall, and before we get into today's match, I want to introduce my co-host and the star of the show, Fitz. What's really going on, big fella?
If you're trying to get a hold of me, go to Gooner Rush. Gooner Rush, y'all. Okay.
What's really going on?
Oh,
You know?
man. I just what a refreshing day to the Arsenal. The Arsenal got my spirits up today.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Beautiful effort. That's all I've been asking for weeks now. We've been seeing it finally.
No, yeah, it was coming off Saturday, the FA Cup. I'll chalk that one up as a bad day at the office, but other than that, today was, a nice bounce back. They went with their full squad in the FA Cup. We didn't. That was my only question about, all the changes. But today, we kind of got our revenge. We played a stronger team, and we handled them,
Yeah.
We handled them nicely. Before we get into it, Arsenal traveled down to the South Coast, to Southampton, and come away with a 3-1 victory.
Yeah.
What were some of your thoughts? Did you like the lineup? Did you like some of the changes?
I think maybe people might have been. I was a little bit shocked Pepe was in there, but
yes,
I wasn't crazy shocked. I heard about Abba not being there, not being available, and somebody was going to be it. I was glad to see he went Pepe and not Willian. Thank you.
Right. And I'm glad you brought that up. Like, do you have any information on Aubameyang, or is it just one of those mysterious Ozil injuries, or not injuries, but it's a personal?
I don't know exactly what happened, but like there seems to be some response online, like it feels like family.
Yeah, like a family thing.
Something going on personally.
Yeah.
Which that's a dogged way to try to hide, like maybe there's a deal in the works. So I just like it seems weird that you would use somebody's family to like front that. So I feel like, all right, he's got some personal shit going on. Yeah.
I mean, you just, it's like you said, it's just always a weird excuse.
Yeah.
But that's 2 games in a row now. So.
Yeah.
Not quite sure. Tyranny, he's got a calf injury. That always makes me nervous when he's not out there.
Yeah.
But
my homie Cedric was out there putting work in.
He had a rough game on Saturday in the FA Cup, but today was a tremendous bounce back for him.
Yeah.
He looked good out there. I'm sure we'll get into it later on, but a quick little shout out to him before we get into the shout outs. But first half, the game started out chances galore. Everybody was creating chances, and go ahead.
Tragic that Laka missed that opening goal. He had a shot at it right from the start. It wasn't the worst shot. I mean, he tried to nutmeg him, and it got through, except the other foot was trailing. I mean, dude got lucky to even, actually knock it out. But
right. But my only thing was the whole, the far post of the goal was just screaming for him just to kind of tip over. Like he went the fancy route and tried to, get it through his legs. But yeah, it wasn't, he put it on target. technically, and the keeper, he kind of got lucky and got down there to save it. But right after that,
well,
go ahead.
Well, to me, you know what, too, is it was a blessing, I think, that Southampton scored on us right away.
Really? Okay. Explain your train of
feel
thought.
like it. We've had so many dead first halves, and I clearly saw an energy level right after that where, Arsenal's done this for years too, where they don't even get playing until they go down one goal, and then all of a sudden, here we go. We're going to start playing now.
That's true. That's a good point. I didn't even look at it like that, but it did kind of force our hand to come out and be a little more aggressive offensively. And at the end of the day, that we won. We scored goals. We created chances, and our pressing game was tremendous. But right after the Laka chance, we give up a silly set. We give up a corner. To whatever that fool's name, Ward Prowse.
Yeah,
I thought Pepe. It was a bad. When they showed the replay, it looked like that was Pepe's man who scored. Armstrong who scored. It was a great goal, but anyway.
One time smash, he smashed the hell out of it.
That's one of those situations.
We're not going to say Leno was weak wrist, right? We're not going to say that either.
No, he did have soft paws on that one, but it was hammered home. It was a good shot.
Yeah,
I just, we keep hearing how we're buttoned up. We got our shit together. It's in the details. And on that play, Pepe fell asleep, marking Armstrong. And, it was he wasn't challenged at all. It was just a pass right to him and he fired it in. So,
yeah.
But so we go down.
I got a little theory too that, because it's our team.
Yeah.
Then we break those plays down harder. Yeah. Where some peripheral fan from West Brom probably doesn't even think about it because he can think about 9 times this year when they blew coverage and somebody just hammered one home. I think it happens to all teams. It's just it's our team, so we breaking it down.
Right? No, yeah, totally. But we're buttoned up. It's the detail. He's bringing in a new fucking philosophy.
The guy said, I was surprised. I heard him say later. He said that that's only the 3rd set piece we've given up all year in Premier League.
Right.
Oh, who would have known? I would have known that.
Yeah.
Maybe
anyway,
Bellerin guarding the tallest guy on the pitch that's a good theory,
So what you're saying is I'm being a little too hard on Pepe on that. I got you. That's a nice roundabout of a way, but hey, I don't care. Button up, get it tight. Anyway, so we go down early, and after the Laka chance, and that was right about the moment when I was like, oh shit, here we go. He only had to finish that. We needed that goal, and then the pressing game comes through brilliantly. Xhaka intercepts a pass and hold it. He passes a nice little through ball to Pepe. And what can you say about Pepe?
Perfect pass, Xhaka.
Perfect pass.
You weighted it right. You put it where it was supposed to be.
That looked like it hurt to say. Look at you. But no, it was. What I was impressed with is how quick he got rid of the ball. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He got it, made the through pass. Usually it's oh shit, maybe I should pass it here, and then by then it's too late. But he got it, made the perfectly weighted through ball to Pepe, who was fighting off showed tremendous strength.
Still had some work to do.
Still
had some work to do,
Exactly. Had a lot of work to do, but he took it well, and that's what we all want from Pepe. You know what I mean?
Well, the first thing I thought of, right?
Play him up top.
I saw a tweet this week that backed you up, but you mentioned that a couple weeks ago about maybe Pepe should be playing right in the middle of the pitch sometimes.
Play him as that striker, right down the middle.
I couldn't really envision it, but then some guy on Twitter this week has said he should be playing the number 10 role. You can put ESR out wide because Pepe scored the majority of his goals in France playing that number 10 right behind the striker, and I had no clue.
Right, because
I thought for sure this is a winger. He looks like a winger. He plays heavily left-footed like a winger.
Right. But see, here's the thing. When he's one of those fools when he has to think. You know, when you put him out wide and he can do his tricks and try to take on all kind of people, it's not going to end too well. But if he can get it and go and make a decision or take a shot, you can see the quality,
Sure.
It's just not, there's a couple incidences throughout the game, especially early on, where you're just like, dude, come on, pass the ball. What are you doing? You know what I mean? So he still has those moments, but you can, like I've always said, you can see the brilliance. You can see the left foot. It's just money. You know what I mean? For the majority of the time. And hey, we got a goal for Pepe to tie the game up. I was extremely happy. And for the rest of the game, I pretty much had, we had it under control. But anyway.
Yeah. I mean, Pepe rolled with it for the rest of the game. There's head scratching moments sometimes. I was surprised, I was surprised at one point because we were up how comfortable I was able to feel. So I enjoyed some things about the game. Like I laughed 2 or 3 times when Xhaka received balls. And it was like he flipped around and turned out. And of course, he turned around and just passed it back.
He freaked out.
Get it back.
Right. I thought, like I said, when the pressing game, when we hit the pressing game the way we did today, and we were causing a lot of turnovers, and we took advantage of a couple of those turnovers. I think the second goal with Saka was a turnover.
Yep.
I think it was Xhaka with an X.
That's right.
Xhaka Laka Saka. Xhaka Laka Saka. He steals it, gets it to Laka. Laka with the beautiful through pass to Saka. And I mean, what can we say?
I like to call those last 2 goals the scratch my back combination.
Okay.
Laka to Saka. And then Saka returned the favor and set another one up for him.
Beautiful.
But before that Laka first goal, like maybe 5 minutes before that, I was starting to wonder if something was up with Laka. There was a few plays where it just didn't seem like Laka, the ball was nearby and he kind of didn't try to close the guy down. And I kind of thought, like, is he hurt? Like, he seemed like he maybe had a little limp going or something.
He looked like he was a little off today.
But he's like the kids, though. He don't stop. Like, he's going to keep trying. Like, and all of a sudden he got into a spot and he had to make the right decision and he slotted one through to Saka. That was just great. It was great.
A beautiful pass, and the speed of thought, the quickness to get it out there to him. But here's the thing. The keeper's coming out. Saka's, barreling down on goal, and he just kind of goes around, and instead of waiting and taking extra touch, he's focused and just slotted it home with his right foot. He put the right amount of pace on it so nobody can get to it. It's just a smart, fundamentally sound kid.
When I saw him tap it by the goalie,
yes,
I kind of, like, my head immediately said, like, don't play with it. Like,
right.
That's what my head said. And then before I could say it a second time, he just snapped it off with his right foot.
He's going to do the right thing. He's going to do the right thing. And you have to love the kid. But that was another incident where our pressing in their half really, was good today. It paid dividend. We got 2 goals out of that. And that's one of the things early on in the season. It looks like we didn't have that cohesion of our pressing game, and it looks like it's slowly building where people are understanding the philosophy of when to press, how to press. So I thought that was great. And what was that? What did you think about that penalty shot by Laka? I've seen those given, but I mean, I'm an Arsenal fan.
I mean, I thought he should have got it.
I was in my
right. He came through with his left foot. Yeah. And even though people want to say, like, oh, it doesn't look like there was contact, but his left foot got caught up in between his 2 ankles, the defender's ankles, kind of.
Right.
Not crazy, not like dude like chopped at him, but it did affect him. Like he was trying to swing his left foot to take a shot.
See, now you're looking down on that end of it. I was like, they kind of locked arms and they were tussling, but like right as he's getting ready to try to get his feet out of that fool's ankles to take the shot, he got pushed.
Yeah,
and that's when he went down. But like I said, I've seen those given. What about these refs today? Like, just clueless. I don't remember all the incidences, but so many times throughout the game, I'm just like, dude, that's a foul. And then he'll call this, like a minute later, he'll call the same play that he didn't call a foul. He gives Pepe a yellow card because he's walking off the pitch. You remember how Ozil used to walk off? Like he would seriously like take as long a time as possible to get off the pitch.
Well, and then Pepe pointed out to him why.
Right.
He showed him. He's like, I got a player down, dude. They might not want me off now. Just
ridiculous. And that just shows you just how bunked these refs were. But anyway,
there was one.
Go ahead.
There was one thing towards the end of the game where I always trip off refs like this, where like he made some big adamant like gestures, like he needed to talk to, and I can't remember who it was, and he wouldn't set the ball down and let them go ahead and just kick the ball and move on.
Right.
And I was like, he's tired. That's what's going on right now. He's tired,
Right.
And
that's how
about Sir Alex, Clearly, he's out of shape.
He's unfit.
He's unfit.
The one fat ref or whatever. I forget his name, but yeah, he's unfit. He stopped playing. I love it. Those are the good old days. But so second half, come out the gates again. Creating chances, both teams, and then it kind of on both halves, both teams come out the gates. Creating chances in the game kind of fizzled, and then Arsenal, scores the goals. Like I said, back to Cedric. I mean, go ahead.
I mean, it's just, I mean, you know what? This is going to lead right into the next thing for me, but it's clear. He's a footballer in a way that Bellerin isn't.
Right, that's going to be one of my gripes, but yeah, that's the next little section. But no, totally.
He feels the game, and he understands when it's time to shift it across the pitch. He understands when it's time to take one more touch to the baseline to get around this guy. Like, and it's not saying like physically he's more talented. Like, Bellerin's probably still a little bit better athlete, maybe, but Cedric has got his heart just pushes him over the top, man.
Yeah, he great shouts. He gets it. And speaking of, the crossfield passes, on the third goal, beautiful pass to Saka, gets it, controls it, and then crosses it over to Laka for the finish. Laka, where he's supposed to be as the striker, in there in the fire, puts it away. But it all starts with Cedric. The vision to see that pass, make the pass, and it's on the money. He had a great game, and he made a couple passes like that where you're like, oh, okay, oh shit. Like, he had a rough game in the FA Cup on Saturday. I'll give him that. But that's probably because he hasn't been.
I'll tell you what, he hooked up with Pepe a little bit today. Like they played a little bit of two-man game. Pepe did a nice little back heel pass to him one time when it was like, oh, he just broke Cedric out open. Like,
Yes. And another thing about Cedric is his defending. He defended well, and he doesn't give up too many fouls. He covering for Luis, who's a fucking headache. Oh. Excuse my language. He's a spaz. A couple times throughout the game, it's just like, dude, come on. Stop it. Just stop it, Luis. But going back to the FA Cup, Gabriel had probably his worst game, and that he looked rusty.
He did.
He just looked rusty, but that goes back to what you were saying. Like, you got to get him out there where you can. And it looked like he took a couple games off, and he lost a little bit of that form. But I'd still take him over Luis any day. Any day. But this isn't the game to get on Luis. He played fine, just a few moments. But yes, Cedric. Okay, to the gripes.
Yep.
My gripe is Bellerin.
I know we got the same one. Yes,
he doesn't do a lot going forward, and it's just strange. compared to Tyranny, compared to Cedric, and compared to Maitland-Niles. There's like, and that, that could be by design where he stays back a little bit more, but he's still pushing up, and he's not really giving us much going forward. That's just weird. That's just my own,
I mean, it's just one of those things that, like, I hope fools don't fall in love with the fact that, like, he has a whole lot of almost. Like, he'll swing that ball to the far post sometimes, but it doesn't really get there, though. It's almost, and it's a good looking ball. And hey, if somebody was reading it perfectly, maybe they do get there. It's just a whole lot of almost. And like, I did see I remember one instance where Partey, because of his hustle, ends up down towards the right corner with Bellerin.
I was just gonna say that.
And Partey was like, okay, well, here, let me work it back to you. I'm going to step over here. You can work it back to me on a little 1-2.
Right.
And Bellerin, like, he acted like he didn't even know what to do. And
right.
Partey, you could see him almost a little frustrated, like, hey, man, look, I step out. I'm open. Like, give it back to me.
Do something. And to go along with him not doing a lot going forward, defensively, when the other team is attacking or putting together a little run or something, it's always on his side. Like, he's always, and a lot of the times it's just like a situation where physically, like, if they feel like if they can get near him and put their hands on him and push him off the ball or play physical with him, they can get something going. And in some cases that did happen, kind of like the way Torreira. He's so tiny that in the Premiership, they're like, when he gets on the ball, play him physical, till he gets rid of it, or, push him off the ball, do something. And you just see that with Bellerin. But, I like the fact that we do have Tyranny on that other side who can bomb up there and be more of an attacking wing back, left back, right back, left back, whatever. And Cedric can do the same thing on both sides too. So.
Yep.
You just think at this stage in the game with Bellerin, he would be able to cause a little more damage going forward. And if he ever does, we're gonna be a handful for a lot of teams. You look at.
I'm gonna tell you, there's still time. I'm not off it. I've been hearing rumors ramping up about Bellerin leaving. He might be on his way out.
You sound like my brother. Nobody wants Bellerin, dude. They're like me. They've seen enough.
They're ramping it up.
Okay, we'll see, dude. Just like somebody wants Pepe too. Anyway.
Hey, the first thing I said when I saw Pepe in the lineup was, they want to give whoever's looking at him wants to see one more run out with him.
Right, they're shopping him. I love it. But yeah, because you look at how, like, some of the top teams do it, like Liverpool, they got the right back, they got Robertson, they got what's the one dude's name, the right back? I forget his name.
It's a double name, right?
Right, it's one of those hyphens, I think. Whatever. But they got the two dudes, and it would just be good if we had that balance on both sides of our left back and our right back going forward.
Yeah.
But other than that, I really got no other gripes. I thought Holden, some of the standout performances, I thought Holden looked solid. He made a couple. Throughout the games, he'll make like a dumbass pass, and you're like, dude, what are you doing? Like,
yeah.
But
you know what? Yeah, he's not. But on the flip side, he's not greedy like Luis in trying to make all of the passes.
Right.
Exactly. He'll throw some passes up every once in a while.
Right. His positioning was great. His clearances were great. I thought, kind of like that little unsung hero. I thought he.
You remember
solid.
when Luis botched that ball?
Yes, he got back. That's what I'm saying.
Holding track back, and like I had a flashback. I was like Koscielny. Like Koscielny tried to cover up for Purr.
Right.
And having to just charge back and stop a ball out of the middle of the
he damn sure did, because when Purr would lose it, Per
man, we were exposed.
But Per couldn't get back, and Per didn't even try to pretend like he was getting back. Fool. He'd like start going out wide to like receive the pass.
Right.
Back. Sick. Murder Sacker, the big friendly German.
Couple other things I wanted to point out, but
yeah, go ahead.
Kind of general talk. But I see the connection with Partey and Xhaka a little bit more.
Oh wow! I know that hurts. Look at him; it hurts. It hurts.
Kind of like I was saying. No, it's mostly because Partey just kind of covers up for him. Yes. But there seems to be a relaxedness or a calmness about Xhaka a little bit now.
I see that too, especially today.
Maybe Xhaka was stressed because that was his job to be trying to like track back defensively to make all the stops, and he knows he's physically not capable of that.
Right. I mean, we made the mistake on in the FA Cup of playing Xhaka and El Nini together, and that's doomsday for us. But today, you're absolutely right. He was
in there. Not a whole lot of hubbub was my point. There's not a whole lot of mess going around in the midfield like we're so used to.
Great point. I think Xhaka, our pressing was so good, and he was in the position to get those turnovers and spring the ball forward. And I think you're right. He was calm, and that has a lot to do with Partey being out there. And just like with Partey, he didn't have, there was a few times where you're like, oh, wow, okay. Maybe he's off just a little bit, but you could see the intensity of him trying to get the ball back if he did make the mistake, or just really constantly trying to push the team forward with that pass. Whereas Xhaka, sideways and back, unless he gets it to Partey, who will push the ball forward. So, the midfield was solid. Smith Rowe, I thought, he didn't do too much, but I thought, his touches were good. He was running around the pitch. He made a nice run on that one. So, all in all, I thought the team looked solid. They looked rested.
I like Smith Rowe's game today. He didn't, like you said, he didn't stand out like, oh, he's tearing it up out there. But he also, just like Laka, kept working. Didn't stop working, kept tracking balls, kept closing defenders down and stuff.
Totally. So all the changes from the FA Cup were justified today because we won this game. It sucks we're out of the FA Cup, but I get it now. I get why he did it. It just didn't pan out for us. But the team.
I like to go deep on those a little bit, just with the thinking why. What FA Cup is a grand experience for us for so many years.
Yeah.
But looking at his squad, where we've recently got up to on the standings, it's made it like he had to kind of prioritize,
he had to rest.
We are trying to get Champions League, if anything. So it's Europa and Premier League. Those are our two most important things. FA Cup comes third. It just does.
No, that's a good shout. And plus with the, so many players are coming back from little injuries, little niggles here and there. And, so you don't want to really risk that. So, I get it. It just, and it paid off today. The team was, we were fresher. We were the fresher team today compared to Southampton, who, they tried to double up. They tried to go big on Saturday and big today. And it just, they didn't really have the energy to keep up with us. They made a lot of mental mistakes. The pressing got to them. And, so.
Yeah, and I thought their goalie had kind of a howler today.
He was the main one turning the ball over.
He had some problems today. So.
Right. He was shaky as hell. You're absolutely right about that. So who is your man of the match, Viddy?
It's Saka.
Yeah, well, come on. What can we say?
It's just Saka, man. I love that kid, man.
Look, he puts a smile on my face every time I see him play. And today, a goal and an assist, and the shit's just getting to be where it's like, another day at the office. Tearing fools up.
They started, so you bring Pepe in, and you decide to leave Saka out right and Pepe on the left.
Right.
Now, it does make sense. Like Pepe's a left-footed player, but they've both been playing opposites for so long on this squad.
Right.
It was kind of a statement that like everybody get used to this. This is where Saka's playing.
Yeah.
And he wants his squad to get used to it, and that's why when Cedric looked up, Saka was down there in the right wide open because he plays that position correctly.
Right.
He's down there pushing the back line, and the defense has to keep tabs on him.
Right. Exactly. There is space there. There is space there for him to make that run, and for Cedric, who's right-footed, playing on the left, to make that pass across field. And he's my man of the match. Another great performance by him. And you really can't say enough about Cedric. He's playing out of position, coming off a rough game on Saturday. And but man, he bounced back and had a tremendous game. So
yeah. And I mean, everybody kind of like, he's been getting it, man. They give it to him.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why, because there may be one or two bad performances out of the 15 times he's played for us now or something.
Right.
But it's not,
no, he's solid. He's
for the most part, it's mostly good performances to me, but they want to dog Edu, the player scout dude or whatever that we got. And they like to.
Why would you sign him? He was hurt. He's 28.
Look at all the failed signings by this guy, and then they love to list Cedric in that list. I'm getting personal because I actually just went through this with somebody online, but
no, yeah, totally, and they do. But I see he came to the club hurt,
Yeah,
he was hurt, and we really, it just seems like, we give players enough time to heal up, except for Partey. But that was a situation where Arteta was desperate. We were playing Tottenham, and
Partey looks at him like this: "I'm playing today, North London Derby."
Yes, I am. But I don't have any problems with the signings, because you need a veteran on your team who can fill in different positions and be solid. And he's solid. I don't have a problem with it. When Tierney gets back, I want him to go back to the right and continue that wonderful chemistry that he was building with Saka.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
That's what I want. So forget all that. It's not a knock on Bellerin. It's just,
Yeah,
he weighs
like we said,
pounds.
we got down to a desperate enough spot with our squad that it was time to just say, hey, I don't care what your name is, what you're getting paid, how long you've been here. Do you deserve your spot?
Right.
And that's I think we're starting to weed all that out and figure out like who really needs to be out there when we consider this game most important.
Right.
And for me, it's Cedric, man. I've backed off the Xhaka. Well, you know what?
You really have.
We got a new player coming in.
Yeah. Odegaard or whatever.
Martin Odegaard.
Yeah. You know how I feel about loan players without an option to buy. It's just like, we're going to develop you. Well, you get you all ready to go back. But we needed him. we need a player, Smith Rowe can't play every week. So
I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure what he's going to do lining them up.
To me, that's where it seems to be like, he's a number 10. That's where he's going to play in that position. But, we will see. Yeah, I'm sure he can play out wide. He can do all kind of things. Yeah. He's a good talent. He's a young kid. I just like I said, at least give an option to buy, because when I manage my teams on FIFA and I got to play. I'm not gonna get you. I got players I got to get ready. You're going back to the club, and it could be a situation like Ceballos. Where Ceballos is like, man, I can't wait to go back to Real Madrid and try to fight for the first team. It's like, whoa, but I get it. I get it.
The way I read it was this summer, the two teams are going to get together and talk about Ceballos and Odegaard.
Right.
We'll see what happens with that.
But I get it. No, I
thought Ceballos gave us, quality games at times when we needed him to give us quality games. So, it's not all lost.
No. No. But like I said, you get, for me at least, you get you don't get attached, but you're like, man, I kind of like this guy. But then you think like, wow, he might not be here next year. Why am I wasting my energy? Why am I wasting my energy? But Ceballos, he has a calf injury too, along with Tierney. So hopefully we get them back soon. And then if that's the case, I would like a Ceballos Partey partnership. I'd like to see that for a couple weeks over the Partey Xhaka situation.
I'm looking at Odegaard, man. He doesn't play. He doesn't play back there.
No, he's a fancy guy. Creative, creates chances. I'm sure he can play in the middle of the
10 or wings is what I saw.
Right. But I'm sure he can play. Well, I don't know. Like I said, you don't just come to the Premiership and tear shit up,
Right.
Look at fat Frank Lampard. He got fired because they had all kind of Germans come over, and it just, it's just not the same. You got to get used to it. Like, you used to always tell me, hey, we got to give him a little time, man. This is a rough and tumble league.
Yeah.
If you're not used to that shit, it could be an eye opener. So hopefully, what's he, Norwegian? I'm sure he's, used to a little physicality, but we shall see. But anyway, good signing, because like I said, Smith, you can't play Smith Rowe every week. He's a young kid. He needs a break. And now we have somebody that can fill in that position who's not named Willian or Pepe. You know what I mean? So
I'm just going to say real quick, this is where I'm tossed with that, because
okay,
I'm not sure I would even be considering Pepe, and I probably put Odegaard out there instead. But Pepe earned another go, I guess, today. But you know what? Like you said, if everybody knows that they're fighting for their position, then we get the best out of whoever's out there, I hope. That's the hopes.
Oh, yeah.
If any of those guys feel like Odegaard is pushing them, then show me. Show me that you deserve to play, not him,
And I think that's a good point. Early on in the season, he just kept throwing Willian out there. And people were like, dude, he doesn't deserve to play. He's out of form. And recently you're starting to see that he's not putting him out there as much, although he played in the FA Cup. When he started him in the FA Cup, I knew, okay, he's throwing this one away. He's not really.
That was the sign, right?
He's not trying to win this one, because Willian's just not getting it done. He's just not getting it. Neither is Pepe until today. But anyway, to go back to that competition for places, you look at Maitland-Niles had a rough game at left back.
Yes.
Before, to the point where he's like, fuck it, I got to play Cedric here. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I still believe in Maitland-Niles, but he did have a rough game at left back. The game before the FA Cup, so many damn games, dude. Who knows?
I know.
But anyway, so tremendous game. What do we got coming up down the fixture list, Fiddy? What do we got going on?
That's the one thing I didn't look up, my friend. I know we're at 27 points, and I believe 8th place now.
8th place? Hold on, let me see. I'll get it. Look at me. I should have asked Google. Oh, shit. Wow, and you didn't look that one up, huh? That's the big one.
Is it Man City coming up?
Man United Saturday. At home. So that's what we got coming up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then after that on Tuesday, we got Wolves. And then on Saturday, the games are just, it's so ridiculous how we do these poor bastards playing. So anyway, yeah, we got Man United coming up on Saturday. That's going to be a big game, and a game I'm looking forward to right now, because they need it bad, and we need it bad. So hopefully they'll come out and play. Usually they like to sit back and try their little counter bullshit. So hopefully Because if you try to play with us.
And you said we play Saturday?
Saturday.
Okay.
So we shall see. Quick turnaround.
Yeah. I mean, I it's time, to probably really see what our chemistry's got, like where we're at now, so.
Yeah. We're
I mean, I would really, if I had my choice, I would hope Abba was back and not Pepe starting. I don't know why, but I think we need that more against Man United.
Definitely. And if he can't play, you got to play Martinelli over Pepe, because Martinelli is a big game player. He shows up. I
felt so bad for him.
Oh yeah, he was gonna come in today.
He was ready to come in. They were showing him the pictures and where you need to be, and ESR went down, and he was okay. Never mind, William. What? Wait.
Why would you do
William?
Yeah, complete disaster. But anyway, that's going to do it for today. We do most of our damage on Twitter. You can follow us at CITM Podcast for the banter. We got links to all the ways you can listen to the podcast. If you enjoy watching the podcast, subscribe to Caught in Two Minds on YouTube. And we usually get the podcast up on YouTube, right after the games. So appreciate all the support. If you enjoy listening, leave a review. That helps spread the show. Other than that, what you got for us, Fizz?
Hey, I just appreciate you all. And I'm going to tell everybody, remember, drink your water. Drink a lot of water. Your body needs it, okay?
Yeah.
Don't be stubborn about it. Drink your water, okay?
Get your water in, everybody. And on that note,
peace.
Twisting, turning. That's a penalty, is it? No, he's still going. Oh, how about that? How about that?
Thank you for tuning in to Caught in Two Minds. Please head on over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and review. All feedback is much appreciated. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at CITM Podcasts, at Guna Rush, and at eMarshall Comedy. The music of this podcast is brought to you by Statics. If you like what you hear, please head on over to staticsmusic.com and be sure to follow them on Twitter and Instagram at Statics Music. That's STATX Music. Peace.